You can't use the world system in order to build a religious marriage. The world system is kind of like rolling dice. You roll it as many times as you want. Try to change the situation. Try to spice up your marriage. Try to get marriage counseling. Try to go out to dinners, travel, quit your job, do something exciting. And as you keep rolling those dice, even bringing people within your relationship, as you keep rolling those dice of randomness and it doesn't work, you just give up. But the problem is you're playing a game of chance. And there's few people who actually benefit from that. I would even go as far as to say no one benefits from that. People like to make it seem as though it's a glorious ride to be getting married and remarried, but are you really gaining anything? Or are you learning how to take insults? Are you learning how to treat a spouse, right? Because if we look at our first marriage versus a second marriage, you obviously change certain traits about you. And how do we do that? By listening to what your first spouse said was the problem that they were having with you. Your heart doesn't understand, well, maybe I should change this with him or her, right? And save my marriage. No, then you'll be wrong. That's not good, and he'll be or she'll be right. You don't want that. Then you'll lose your edge in the relationship. So let's use all of our energy to rebuild on another false foundation or on a false foundation. Forget the children, forget all the years you spent, and let's just start new. Look, there's a problem with starting new. You could start new when you have a business. You could start new when you have a job. You don't start new with what things God has joined together. And I don't want you to think that God cannot give you a new heart, a new spirit, a new mind, a new eyes so that you could perceive things differently. He could do that, but it's within your marriage, not outside of it. So what you will see here is that within this message, Solomon had many strange women. And the point to this message is, why wasn't Solomon content with the first strange woman he went with? Or maybe the 20th? He had over 700 wives. And then he had concubines. So something is wrong with this. And Solomon was there to show us a message. So let's listen more in depth to this message. It speaks about how he went among women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, Hittites, and basically nations that God said you should not be around, because these people are going to turn your heart away from serving God, and they're going to force you, or rather sway you into, or persuade you into serving their gods. And how'd they do that? Easily, by their love, right? So the first thing I want to speak about is, why didn't he stop at the first type of people? Let's say it was the Moabites, right? So maybe the Moabites is the type of wife he wants to have. Obviously, the heart wasn't content. The heart liked something about the Moabites, but it still wasn't content. But is the heart going to tell you what it needs? No, it doesn't, because the heart is like a child. In any one of my messages that you have heard me speak about, you can consider this as the foundation of the heart. The heart is like a child. It just wants to feel good, but it doesn't know how to. So it has little to no rationale. I would say it has no rationale. It just wants to feel good. It just wants to be happy. So in doing that, he said, well, who can I go to next? Let's go to the Ammonites. Let's go to the Edomites, the Zidonians, the Hittites. And there's no particular order because I don't know the order. I'm just reading off of what the word gives me. But the whole idea is that the word of God shows us that Solomon, with all his wisdom, was not content with any of these women. All of the women that he went with, all the women that he made wives and concubines and princesses, all of them, every one of them, even at the end, did not make him content. You know what happened? He got tired. You know why? Because he was old. Don't waste your life building on a false foundation. Your heart will never be content with anything.